and Dr. Wells to Goshen. We're glad to have you here and to walk around and visit our school and to see some of the art display and things like that. I have to put in a plug very quickly. On Friday night is our Apples for Gators, and we want to welcome each of you to come, please. It's an auction for apples for our school, and we would love to have you there. I know Dr. Wells is going to be stopping by, and we appreciate that. So, we're going to go into the event for today. I have a third grade classroom that the two teachers there team a lot and do a lot of activities and things together. And so they have been working with their classroom on problem solving. And I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to let Ms. Parrott and Ms. McNatt share that with you. However, it is going to be a child's perspective about the calendar, which I thought was kind of appropriate since we have been discussing that, and what they've done and how they came to the consensus of their problem-solving task. So I am going to turn this over to Ms. Parrott. Ms. McNatt.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. So I have to teach third grade. Well, I talked to my class about problem solving and just about the idea that that's what we have to do as adults. And so one of the things I learned from Janet Frazier, who works with the board, is a concept called problem-based learning. And it's basically where we offer up a problem and it's up to the students to solve it. And this time, the problem that I brought to the students was the district has trouble coming up with a calendar that makes everybody happy. So, what do you think? And with some scaffolding for me and some guidance, they really did this on their own. They have full ownership over this project. And they broke themselves into 4 interest groups. And the 4 interest groups were how we handle snow days. That was a big one this year. And just the structure of the calendar, why we have to have it a certain way. A lot of questions came up. Yeah, who says we have to start in this month and end in this month? And also how we handle holidays. Some groups don't get to celebrate their holidays because they're in school. And finally, who gets to vote on the calendar? And they were interested in those 4 things. So they went off into their groups, and they each had their own to-do list. They got together, they formed out what they needed to do, how they needed to go about it. And this is what you have in front of you, is what our research has come to. And they are super excited to share. Before we start, though, we do have 2 of our students who aren't going to present but are just here to support. So Jaden and Caleb, can you guys stand up? So I'm going to hand it over to them, and I'm going to be just manning the technology.
So first, thank you.
Absolutely.
Come on down.
First we have Peter.
I'm really hoping that you are going to resolve some of these issues for us.
I will be talking about the voting according to if the kids and the parents would like to vote on the calendar. The parents voted and 94.4% of the parents said yes, I would like to vote on the calendar. And 5.6% of the parents said no. 256 kids said they would like to vote and 65 kids said no. According to the vote, we would kindly suggest that both could vote on the school calendar.
Okay, thank you.
And now, Paula.
I was working with how do we handle holidays, and I gave out a survey to the whole school, and 37 people replied. The first question we gave them was how should we make breaks for religious holidays? 69% said yes, and 31% said no. The second question we gave them was, do you want to change the way our breaks are set? 5% said yes, and 95% said no. After that, we asked them, do you think it's fair that kids who do not celebrate Christmas do not get their holidays off? 47% said no, and 53% said yes. The last question we asked them was, what holiday do you celebrate? 2% said Hanukkah, and 98% said Christmas.
Very interesting. Thank you. Can we hold our questions if we have questions? All right, we'll hold our questions.
And now, Taylor.
A problem that we've been having this year is what can be done to make up snow days? We can take 1 or 2 days off of winter break and make them make up snow days. We can also do the same for Oaks Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We did a survey to the school, and the majority of students said, at our school, we like the winter break idea. They also liked Oaks Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We wanted to take President's Day off, though, to honor our presidents. And we didn't want to push school into June.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Brian.
Well, I was the structure of the calendar. We made originally about 14, and we cut them down to 3. They're all different in their ways, and some adapt and some don't. So if you open your packet to calendar A, please. It's different because it starts in February 9th and ends in November 13th. We don't go to school in the big holidays. Our summer break is in the winter months in December and January, and we start in February and not August, so that's the difference. If you open your packet to calendar B, very similar to our regular calendar now, but it starts and ends a bit later. It starts from September 1st to June 8th. And summer break is in July and August, so that's in the hot months. So open your packet to calendar C. Quite a bit different. It starts in October 1st to July 8th. We start and end quite a bit later. It allows more breaks for different people and their beliefs. And some break is in the partially odd months in August and September.
Wow, thank you. Are you ready for some conversation, Mrs. McMahon?
So you feel that she worked with this group however.
If there's more to the presentation, we'll finish the presentation, or yeah.
I just really, to end the presentation, and just wanted to give a hint to these kids, because this is all them, this is all your and they took this task very seriously, and this sounds really silly, but truly all I did was say, guys, this is our problem, and then I was there for guidance and scaffolding. They really took this on, and it was very important to them, so it was amazing.
You are an amazing group of third graders, and thank you so much for helping us work out some of our calendar dilemmas. I really like the starting in February and ending in November calendar because I like winter sports. So I'm sure we all have a preference here. I have a question, and I'm sure board members have some questions for our panel. Did you do some research to find out what, say, some of our criteria are for making a calendar? Yes? Who wants to answer that question? I saw all your hands bobbing. You can pass the microphone, Ms. Perry.
I'll come up here, and then you guys can all of them. There it is.
What kind of research did you do?
Well, we researched the laws on like what we can do and what breaks we can't change because we figured out that we couldn't change spring break because that's when
something to add? All right, so see, we do have certain things that we have to build into the calendar, and that's what before I start getting excited about this calendar, Superintendent, I had to make sure that we followed that criteria. Board members, questions or comments? Mr. Dodson.
I've got a comment. I am proud of y'all. Y'all just gave me credit for what I've been saying for years. People want oak days, oaks for a makeup day. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions or comments? Mr. Woosley.
Just by a show of hands, who was interested in going to school in the summer and taking off for the 2 months in the winter?
That's such a creative calendar. You want to share your reasoning behind that with us?
I originally just noticed, but then we changed.
You have to use your microphone so everybody can hear you.
Yeah, so we originally thought that winter break was 2 weeks long, and winter and New Year's Day didn't come till later in the winter break. So we thought instead of having like those 2 days, we can just take those off and don't add those to summer, because we did like surveys that said they want to have more summer than they would rather have winter break. So
We also thought that since we have 2 weeks off in winter break, we thought that instead of that adding on to our 175 days, we could just make that summer altogether. So.
Excellent thinking. Very good. Well, Superintendent, I would say that this student showcase was an excellent example of some of the things we really value in this school district. Creativity, innovation, leadership, critical thinking, technology, leadership. What an outstanding student showcase. Any other questions or comments, board members?
Sounds like a promotion for the new calendar.
Okay.
Are you all also volunteering to be part of the crew of people that drives around 3, 4 in the morning, checking all the streets to see if we can have school? Are y'all okay doing that? Maybe your parents can take you out. See Miss Nighthawk. She's the sleepy one over there.